What is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome to episode 2 of Rebuilding Chelsea here in Football Manager 2017. And today, well, we kick off our time in charge of the Blues with a game against Huddersfield away in the Championship. If you missed episode 1 and you're wondering what the hell is going on, how are we here, please go and check that out. There was a lot of effort put into an intro to the video that kind of set the scene as to quite how Chelsea ended up in the Championship. And today, we're going to be taking the reins. We had a little bit of an overview of the squad last time out. I didn't want to talk about the players. I didn't get a chance to talk about last time though, real quick. So we're going to go through the players who aren't going to be playing in today's game, starting with Rob Elliott, who is a backup goalkeeper. We picked him up from Newcastle. He's one of the oldest players in the squad, but he's a good little goalkeeper. Less than £1 million paid, a bit of a bargain really. The next player we have, Thomas Callas, out suspended for today's game, but the Czech international is a very good player. Of course, already at Chelsea, but never really been given that many opportunities. Now aged 24 this year, got a chance to cement, I guess, a place in the first team. Good little right back, good centre back as well, but I definitely see the full-back position being kind of his place in the team. The next player we have is Nathaniel Chalobah, of course, another player who, again, has been at Chelsea a number of years, now aged 22, not quite the youngster he once was, but you can see lots of potential about him, a player who played 5 times for Chelsea in the league last year. He's going to get opportunities in the Premier League this year. Let's hope he can take them, or rather in the Championship this year. Let's hope he can take them. The next player we picked up, Ryan Sessegnon, a very good youngster, new in Football Manager this year, I do believe. He is from Fulham originally. We signed him for a fairly hefty fee of £10 million. Although he is naturally a left back, I actually think he's going to be a good attacking winger. I think that is definitely where I see him in the future. Defensively, he's just a little bit lacking for my liking, but to be fair, he's 17. He can definitely develop into a fullback or wingback, and yeah, it's going to be interesting to monitor his development over the next few years. The next player we have, Jonathan Lecco. We signed him from West Brom. He's a good little player, can play on either wing, another young English player, capped at under 19 level, and yeah, another exciting player for the future. We picked up Britt Assombalonga, perhaps a little bit of a surprising signing this one. We picked him up, of course, from Nottingham Forest, a player who is very well established, to be fair, as a Championship, not Champions League, goal scorer. He's a good player, international, of course, for the Democratic Republic of Congo. Was out for a few years ago with a really bad knee injury, but he's not had any injuries since that in this save. You can see he scored 13 goals in 37 games last year. Not the best of starts. Hopefully he can have a better time under us, however. The last 3 players, 2 of which were already at the club. Bertrand Traore, a player who was very hotly tipped as a really big talent at Chelsea at one point. It's not quite come to, I guess, fruition, but he is a good player. He's a Championship quality player with a ton of potential. At 21 years old, though, it's going to be interesting to see just how much he can develop over the next year or so. The next player we have, Tammy Abraham, a young English striker. You can see capped at under 21 level. I know in the real world of football, he is in hot goal-scoring form right now. There's a lot of kind of a fanfare, I guess, about him. It'll be interesting to see how he performs for us. I believe he scored 8 goals in 13 games in real life so far for Bristol City this year. You can see in FM, not quite been up to the same standard, but still an exciting talent nevertheless. And the last player we picked up from Arsenal, Reece Nelson, another one of the kind of, I believe, new players in Football Manager this year with a lot of potential. 17 years old, looks like he could be a mighty fine winger in the future, suited to Championship football. We paid £11 million for him, which isn't cheap from our London counterparts, but nevertheless, at 17 years old, definitely one to watch for the future, and will be in the first team a little bit now and then. So anyway, that's kind of the team as a whole, of course. We're already fairly familiar with the rest of the squad. We've got Rajkovic in goal for today's game, Nathan Ake at left back, Iorfa at right back, Rob Holding and Kurt Zuma in the centre-back positions, Christiansen alongside Will Hughes in the centre of midfield, and then in the final third for today's game, we're going to have Musonda, Onoma and Ibe with Ihi Nacho up front. Worth noting that Odegaard, currently out with a stub toe, only really fit for 30 minutes. That was the results I got from his fitness test, so a player we might want to bring on if we need a little bit of an impact going forward. So yeah, that's the squad. Today marks the start of our Championship campaign, and I feel like the minimum expectation has to be to win the entire thing. I mean, you can see here our odds. We're very hotly tipped, and we are the favourites to win the entire competition. If you look at the team of the kind of the league, we have a lot of the players in what is considered widely the best team. Rajkovic considered the kind of star player in goal, and then of course defensively we've got a fair few, and we've also got Batshuayi and Ihi Nacho up top, who are both considered kind of the best strikers in the league. My aim this year, obviously, it's got to be to win the Championship. Is it to try and win it like with the best points total ever? I would almost agree with people who would want me to try and do that if I'd kept hold of all my other players. But I am going to be very much treating this year as a year, hopefully, to develop players as well as to, win the league. I want to give a lot of these players a run out. You can see, looking at the average age of the team, all players in their early 20s. But that said, you've got some good personalities in the team. The overall kind of squad personality, I believe, is fairly professional. I don't think they should have any problem at this level despite their lack of age. There's a lot of players here who have been playing regular first-team football at this level and above for a number of years. And that was a big kind of conscious, I guess, decision when signing these players was I wanted to bring in players who have played regular first-team football in the past despite their young age. You look at players like Will Hughes, who made 40 league appearances in this division last year. Rob Holding was on loan in the Premier League, but he played for Bolton in the Championship before that. And for the most part, there's lots of very, very experienced players here despite their young age. So let's get into today's first game. I don't really know what to expect going into this first match in terms of a score. I feel like it's all a bit of a venture into the unknown. It's an interesting situation in terms of the fact I've never managed a team as big as Chelsea getting relegated who have had the money to spend that we have, but also kind of the squad that we've got. It's not what you might consider your standard Championship side, I guess, coming down and being in a position like this. So yeah, we're going to see how we get on. Obviously, it's our debut right here as a manager for Chelsea, the Blues, since our controversial switch from Tottenham Hotspur. I imagine it would be one hell of a news story if this kind of move was to happen in real life. It's a bold move as well. I've taken a massive risk here in coming to Chelsea in the Championship when you consider last year we finished second in the Premier League. Like, that was not a bad season last year, but I love the challenge that this is going to present. I love the project that's here. I don't necessarily think this first season is going to be a massive challenge for us, but I think the real challenge with us here at Chelsea is going to be kind of building a new dynasty at the club and getting, a sustained period of success. Either way, we're the team on the attack here. Jordan Baib trying to pick out Iheanacho. Can't quite get there, but Will Hughes with a nice little tackle. And now Kelechi, number 9. We're going to be looking for him to fire in goals. He beats all his men. He takes it round the keeper. That is why we've brought him in. Explosive pace, an incredible striker. And 7 minutes in, we go a goal up. This game being shown on a Sunday. I don't know if that's for TV reasons. It may well be, which would be a little bit odd in the Championship. But I guess given our reputation, it's not entirely surprising. But Kelechi Iheanacho with the first goal of the season, the record transfer for the summer. We brought him in for £32 million from Manchester City, the 20-year-old Nigerian forward. We had big, big expectations on him to get goals. He beats one man, uses his pace to beat another, and then the keeper comes out and he just slots it away. The keeper just can't get down quick enough. And Kelechi with the goal. Musonda as well with the assist. Musonda, of course, a player who was already at the club, Charlie. And we're looking for him to develop this year. He was on loan last year, I believe, at Sociedad. He had a good year there, but now he's going to be playing regular Championship football for us. Out wide as our advanced playmaker. He is, as far as I'm concerned, our Christian Eriksen, because we are translating that system that we played at Spurs to this Chelsea side. And well, there's we're looking for him to be that Christian Eriksen out wide. It's actually Huddersfield on the attack here. Long range shot. Rajkovic holds on to it. And, can we now build from the back? That's now the challenge, isn't it? In fact, that was the highlight. Interesting. So we're 1-0 up. Not quite as emphatic as perhaps I would have wanted our opening game to be. But we are very much in control of this game in terms of the shots. We've had 3 half chances as well as the clear-cut chance, which Kelechi took. And, we have the ball here. Will Hughes bringing it forward. Lays it off to Charlie Musonda. Another thing you might notice is I did the squad numbers properly this year. The only player who's not in properly is Odegaard, who is currently being replaced by Onuma. But kind of quote-unquote normal squad numbers have been applied by me this year. I hope everyone who gets annoyed at me for auto-numbering is no longer triggered. It's something I always do in my series. I've broken the mould here. And, maybe we can break the mould again. Kelechi doubles his lead. Onoma with the assist. And it's 2 goals to Kelechi in the first 35 minutes here. And, it was a nice little goal, really. Jordan Ibe to Onoma, and he just lays through the ball, and it's Kelechi on that left peg of his, squeezing it in. What a finish that is. I love this behind the goal camera angle. It gets me a little bit giddy every time I see it. And, that was a great little finish there by the Nigerian forward. So just double our lead going into half-time. And, that caps off what's been a pretty good first-half performance. There's going to be a little bit of pressure on our shoulders going into today's game. It's a little bit of an odd scenario. We're expected, a bit like Newcastle are currently in the real world of football, to just win every game this year. Like, if we don't get promoted, it would be one of the biggest kind of screw-ups in footballing history, potentially. We have to get promoted this year. There is such a big expectation, and it's really about us matching them, which I'm very confident we can do here. Might even have a chance. Kelechi for the hat-trick, saved away. Jordan Ibe, can he get the ball back into the box? He's surrounded, but Will Hughes is there, hits it, hits the woodwork. And, 37 seconds into the second half, it could have been game over at 3-0, you would have felt. It was a good chance. I think Kelechi had the initial effort. Will Hughes at the edge of the box looking for his goal. He got a few last year for Derby, but nothing kind of too crazy. Playing that deep line playmaker role for us. I don't expect him to contribute too much in terms of goal scoring. It's all really about the assists for him. Anyway, Huddersfield on the attack here. Wells takes it round his man, hits it. It's a very nice goal there for Huddersfield. Naki Wells with the goal, his first of the season. Hogg with the assist, and I think that was Rob Holding, actually, who kind of just let him run around him. It was. But to be fair, I feel like this strike was something pretty special. Keeper perhaps should do a little bit better. It's a little bit down the middle. But, Huddersfield, not long into this second half, they fight back. They're showing us that it's not going to be easy. I guess it's worth considering the fact we have brought in a lot of new players. There is going to be a little bit of gelling to do, but at the same time, we've got to adapt quickly and gel quickly, and we might be able to do that here. We're on the attack. Kelechi for a hat-trick. He gets his hat-trick. He's been a legend in one of our FM saves before at Lewis FC. Perhaps Kelechi can be a legend here again in FM 17. He gets a hat-trick on his debut, the Nigerian. Onoma with the initial ball in, it was cleared away, but he managed to get it back to Kelechi, who just turns and just smashes it. It's a great little finish. Squeezes in. He was given room to turn by the Huddersfield defence, and, he did that and capitalised on it. And with half an hour left, we're looking pretty comfortable. We might even have a chance again. Ball whipped in by Masonda, headed away, but can he get the ball into the box again? He can. Onoma's there, heads it straight into the hands of the keeper. That was a clear-cut chance. I am going to make a change here, I think. And I think the change I want to make is I want to bring on Martin Odegaard. We're going to bring him out wide in the right attacking midfielder position. I'm going to make another change as well. I'm going to take off Christiansen, the Danish international, and we're going to bring on Ruben Loftus-Cheek as well. So we're just going to get some fresh legs into the midfield. Give a few players who I think will be important in the first team in Loftus-Cheek and Odegaard. Just a little bit of a run out. We already know Odegaard's got his knock because we brought him on with it, so we can ignore that. Chance here maybe for Huddersfield from the set piece. Bunn with the effort. It was blocked nicely, of course. If they score now, there'll be a 1-goal margin again. And, they're having a bit of a barrage on our goal here. Can we stop the ball coming in? Again, Billing now. Out wide to Hogg, who got an assist before. It's paying through. Rajkovic, nice little save by him in goal. But, perhaps a warning there that Huddersfield, they're not going to take this lying down. Despite the fact we've had 4 clear-cut chances and 5 half chances, this game isn't said and done really with 15 minutes left. We need to kind of maintain this level of performance if we can. On the attack here, Masonda out to Nathan Ake, the Dutch player. Can he now find an option? There's a few people in the middle to aim for. One of them's Kelechi Iheanacho, but Loftus-Cheek does well to win the ball there. And, can we build again? Where is Kurt Zouma going? He's going back to the keeper. It's an interesting move. Loads of options on ahead. Kelechi going to try and flick this on perhaps. Falls to Will Hughes. He lays it out wide to Masonda. Options in the middle. Kelechi Iheanacho. I think he's got his 4th unless it was an own goal. It wasn't an own goal. 4 goals for him on his debut. The £32 million man. A man who, he will have had a lot of pressure on his shoulders to turn up big for us here. And he's got the goal. Masonda with his 2nd assist of the game. It was deflected, the shot, in fact, by the sliding defender. Quite impressive, actually, to watch the defender try and block that there. But unfortunately for Huddersfield, it couldn't be stopped. There was too much power on the effort. And, we're 4-1 up now. And I think we can afford to make one more change. I'm kind of tempted to take off Masonda. And I'm going to bring in Cerny or Kearney. It's probably Cerny, the Czech Republic winger who we signed from Ajax. A very young talent, a young winger. We'll give him a little bit of a run out and, see what he can do. But Huddersfield with the ball. They're bringing it forward. It's with Van La Parra down this right-hand side. Options in the middle. Lays it to Billing. And Wells' back post. It's gone in again. It's 4-2. I would have liked a more convincing first game in charge, if I'm honest. I was worried that if we won this 6-0, it's kind of like, this season's going to be easy. But Huddersfield, they're putting up a fight here. I feel like teams are going to give very spirited attempts against us. They're going to come into these games fired up, a chance to play at Stamford Bridge. And, they've got something to play for in a lot of ways. It's a big game for us, for them. Whereas for us, we're going to have a lot of kind of those kind of games. Either way, we might have a chance here. Cerny, we've got a player stuck going off the pitch. That's Masonda. He's been subbed off. It's a beta. Remember, if you're watching this in the future, we are playing the FM beta. That's a very old issue, though. See a player on the pitch. Kelechi, can he score again? Can he get a fifth? He can't. The keeper stops him. Can he maybe get it into the middle here, Cerny? He can't, but he is fouled at the edge of the box. I thought it might have been a penalty. It's not. It's right on the line. Odegaard whips in the ball. Cleared away now, though, and well, Huddersfield, they get it away to safety. It's been a very good first kind of game of the season as far as I'm concerned. Lots of promise. I mean, the fact we've conceded 2 isn't ideal, but I mean, it's hard to fault the boys. It's a big game for us to come into, a completely new squad, a new system. Icky Nacho with the hat-trick, of course. Well, no, the 4 goals, in fact, is really the highlight, I think, of today's game. But, well, we run out 4-2 victors here at the John Smith Stadium. I'm very happy with the football we played there, boys. It's a good start to the year. I'm not sure where Huddersfield were expected to finish. We can have a quick look here and, well, see where they're expected according to the season preview. They're predicted to finish 12th, so they're not really a favourite, but they gave us a pretty good game there. Looking at the big favourites, it's the relegated side, ourselves, Bournemouth and Middlesbrough, and then you've got Villa as well, and Derby, who are kind of considered the favourites going up here. Anyway, in terms of when we'll be back next time out, we have got a game against Bournemouth in a few games' time. With this being obviously a slightly longer season of 46 games in the Championship, and also with me really expecting it to be a relatively, kind of fingers crossed touch wood, straightforward season in terms of just bouncing back immediately, and the real challenge being kind of to, I guess, get Chelsea back to where they should be at the top of the Premier League. I probably won't do quite so many episodes in the first season. I think that Bournemouth game would be a kind of a fairly sensible one for us to do. So hopefully I'll see you guys for that. That will be in, 5 games' time? So there's a few games in between there. We should get a rough idea of where we're going to lie in the in the Championship season. I will get used to saying the Championship eventually. And yeah, that wraps everything up from me, guys. Let me know what you made of our system. Is there any players kind of in my team that I should be playing a little bit more? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. And other than that, thank you so much for watching as always, guys. It is me, Jack, and I will talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.